And that actually gets us into that next question there about the VA home loan because, all veterans are eligible, for that benefit entitlement. There's different language used towards that, but they do not understand a lot of times being service connected and how that can actually assist them with that VA loan process. So, if you want to kind of talk about a little bit about how that service connection impacts their ability to utilize that VA loan.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, there's so many different impactful notions of being service connected, right? Obviously, one of the huge factors is disability compensation, but being 10% service connected, you're able to actually be totally exempt from that VA funding fee that's applied, right? I believe recently in April they actually lowered the VA funding fee, right, from I believe 2.3 to 2.1%. However, it is still a pretty hefty amount that's being paid. So veterans are not, it's not going to be, it's not needing to pay that any longer. Okay, just due to the fact they're service connected, and by utilizing VA home loan more than once, say if you wanted to have a subsequent loan or a secondary loan, well, guess what? You don't pay that either. Okay, so that is a huge aspect in regards to veterans and using their VA home loan, which I know that you have a lot of information about that in regards to that. So, but yeah, so that's definitely one aspect of it.
Absolutely. I'm going to start cooking on that one for sure. I'm going to start cooking on that one. But I want to get into that, right?
Yeah.
Into that 10% service connection and talking a little bit more in that. And then we may dive into a couple other brackets of different levels where you could access other auxiliary benefits and that sort of thing. But at the 10% level, you do not have to pay the funding fee. And now, how many veterans can be 10% service connected? I mean, like when we really think about that, there's a lot of physical and mental disabilities that veterans deal with. So,
Yeah.
like literally from the standpoint that I see, no veteran should really ever have to pay that because every veteran is dealing with something that qualifies them for at least 10%. So I wanted you to kind of elaborate more on that fact that every veteran should literally be service connected at some degree and definitely that 10% level.
Yeah, it is a huge factor in regards to 10%, right? I mean, we think about 10% service connection as being something that should almost be kind of warranted amongst discharge, right? Just due to the fact, every veteran has went through something, but there's so many different factors that can be able to garner that percentage for you. Again, we'll be able to, scrub your service medical records, DD-214s, personnel files, your MOS, and develop something for you. But at the end of the day, there shouldn't be any veteran that's not receiving that, because when we're talking about some of the circumstances that veterans go through, it is something that should be warranted upon discharge. If you ask me. But unfortunately, you're not asking me, right? We're going through we're going through the challenging notion of the Department of Veterans Affairs, so sometimes it does get a little challenging. But we'll be able to assist you. But if again, just to answer your question, every veteran should have at least 10%.
Absolutely. So if you're not service connected, you haven't applied, definitely reach out to us. We'll provide you the initial education that you need to just really open your eyes to all the different opportunities there. And 10%, you do not have to pay the funding fee. And there's some other benchmarks there that I think we want to mention as well.